cash in transit robberies. Suspected heist kingpin 39-year-old Wellington Bibi Genenda was apprehended in Bloemfontein last night. He and his alleged gangs are said to be linked to over 20 heists across Gauteng, Limpopo, the Northwest, and Mpumalanga.
It was a cold morning in May.
This video right here, it's about how Africa's biggest heist orchestrator met his end, right? Now, don't worry how I got it, but the thing is, I got the video, right? You can still see the video, so we're still gonna do this reaction. The internet service providers where I live at, these people are lazy. I tried to get to them, but I couldn't get to them. I mean, we went back and forth on the phone, but it was not making sense, bro. But I had to make the video. I had to do the video, so we're doing the video. I got it, bro. Don't worry how I got the video, but
2018, when the streets of Boksburg shook like never before. 2 armored cash vans, loaded with millions, were ambushed in broad daylight, cornered, and then robbed of every penny. This was no ordinary robbery. This was the work of Wellington Bibi Genenda, the mastermind behind South Africa's most ruthless cash-in-transit heists. For years, Bibi had operated like a ghost, pulling off robbery after robbery without a trace. The authorities had tried to catch him before, but he always slipped away. But something about this heist was different. This very operation, which was one of his biggest scores, would end up setting off a chain reaction that even Bibi himself couldn't control. And soon, the king of South Africa's heist empire would find himself facing a storm he couldn't outrun. This is the story of how Africa's biggest heist boss finally met his end. Bibi's story begins in Tembisa, a large township.
Met his hand, does he mean that the fool died? Because if met his hand means him being locked up in prison for like 4 to 5 years, bro, that's not an end. I hope he mean, okay, not a hope, but yeah, I hope that. I cannot hope, bro. I don't hope this, bro. But I'm thinking that his end right there, it means that he's dead.
On the east rand of Gauteng, like many young men growing up in the townships, he was surrounded by poverty, crime, and the constant temptation of fast money. Jobs were hard to find, and the streets were full of people trying to survive by any means necessary. But Bibi was different. While most got caught up in small crimes, petty thefts, street robberies, Bibi had bigger dreams. He didn't want to waste time with corner store robberies or quick smash and grab jobs. He wanted power. He wanted to build an operation so big it would make the news and shake South Africa's law enforcement to its core. And that's exactly what he did. By the mid-2010s, Bibi had climbed his way to the top. He became the leader of one of the most dangerous and well-organized cash-in-transit (CIT) heist gangs in the country. Between 2016 and 2018, his name was linked to violent heists across provinces like Gauteng, Mpumalanga, Northwest, and Limpopo. In total, Bibi and his team were...
Bro, this video is uploaded in Cape Town Crime. Cape Town Crime, the TV, the YouTube channel, I think. So I'm thinking the person who made this video is from Zanzi. I grew up in Botswana, but right now I'm staying in Nairobi, bro. So when it comes to you naming places like Gauteng, bro, how you gonna name it like Gauteng, bro? Because if it's Cape Town Crown, you gotta be staying in Cape Town, right? That's some fool staying around in Cape Town decided to create this whole video on Cape Town crime, on the South African crime, right? Right. That being said, you probably is South African or you grew up there. So how are you pronouncing Gauteng like that, bro? Or you just used AI for the whole video, bro? He probably just used AI for the whole video. Come on, dog. You can do better than that. Listen to this fool, bro.
His name was linked to violent heists across provinces like Gauteng.
Alright, bro. And secondly, how is this? Yeah, I grew up in Botswana, right there, at the top, right there. So I grew up. Yeah. What was I at, bro? How is this fools? Right? It's a gang of these fools. How is this fools living around This one says Botswana National, Zimbabwe Nation. Down here, I don't know. What's that supposed to mean? Some of them is from those countries. Yeah, but what I'm trying to think, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, how is this whole gang just living somewhere in South Africa and they wanted, bro? What was their end goal? Because it was going to come. I'm sure they was expecting this, bro. What was their end goal, bro? Didn't one of them think of striking a deal? So none of them thought of striking a deal. Alright, they were all solid. Okay, that's cool. They were all solid. But at the same time, bro, what was the end goal, bro? I hope they split up too. I hope they split up. Y'all cannot all be on the run and be in one place. I hope this fool split up like how they did in Prison Break.
In 2016 and 2018, his name was linked to violent heists across provinces like Gauteng, Mpumalanga, Northwest, and Limpopo. In total, Bibi and his team were connected to at least 23 cash van heists, stealing around 46 million rand.
Limpopo, bro? Limpopo. Nah. Limpopo, bro. This is AI talking, bro. Fool just had AI do this whole video, bro. I think this Cape Town crime is it's just an AI running that channel, bro. God damn, I tell. Hold on. I'm using my tab while it's charging, so I don't know, bro. It be doing this sometimes. It be tripping on me. And then this thing, it's supposed to, yeah. It's supposed to be like this. Hold on. Let's get that.
Which was about $2.5 million. But what made Bibi's operation so deadly wasn't just the number of jobs they pulled off, it was how they did it. Every move was calculated. Every attack was executed with military precision. His crew was handpicked and highly skilled. He surrounded himself with experts who weren't afraid to open fire in broad daylight, and explosives specialists capable of turning armored vans into smoldering metal shells within seconds. One of Bibi's closest men was Thato Gaupatwe, a guy everyone in the underworld knew as the Bomber. And that name wasn't just for show. Gaupatwe was a genius when it came to explosives.
Who's getting robbed by this fool right here, bro? Even if you have a gun on you. I'm not spooked by this. I'm not, bro. I'm not.
His job was simple. Blow the
Hey, but I'm not doing nothing stupid, though. That don't mean that I lose my brain cells. Alright? I'm not getting spooked. I'm following the rules. But I'm not spooked, though.
cash vans open and make sure the crew could grab the money fat.
Alright, good. Hold on. I told y'all, bro, my tab trip is on time. Get over there. Bro, get on. Oh my god, bro. Just when I'm recording.
Fast. With the Bomber on his side, Bibi's gang was unstoppable. And then came May 17th, 2018, the day that changed everything. By then, Bibi was already feared across the country. Everyone knew about him. But what happened that morning in Boksburg would take his name from the streets to the headlines. This wasn't just another cash-in-transit robbery. It was a full-blown, military-style attack. Something you'd expect to see in a Hollywood movie. The plan was simple, but deadly. Bibi's crew knew every detail about the cash vans. The routes, the times, and even the guards. They had been watching for weeks, waiting for the perfect moment. And when it came, they didn't miss. Just after 9 a.m., along Atlas Road near the East Rand Mall, 2 G4S cash vans were doing their normal rounds. The area was busy with morning traffic and people going about their day, but they had no...
Is that G4S or is that gas? I might just build different. I'm thinking that's gas though. Don't understand it for gas, bro. What? Okay, I've seen this before. Right. Obviously, but what I'm trying to think, what I'm saying is, like, what is this for, bro? Is this gas, Or is this just like G4S, the company, bro? Let me know.
Were doing their normal.
Because I was thinking it's guys. The little forward there. They made it like seem cool.
Rounds. The area was busy with morning traffic and people going about their day, but they had no idea what was coming. BB's crew split into two groups. Both groups were heavily carrying big rifles and powerful explosives. They were ready for. Suddenly, one of the gang's cars rammed into the first armored van, forcing it to stop hard. Before the guards could do anything, the gang opened fire. Bullets flew through the air, and people nearby ran for their lives. In seconds, the quiet street turned into a war zone. Cars were left abandoned. Bystanders hid wherever they could, hoping to survive. The gang wasn't there to waste time. They knew the only way to get the money was through the van's thick steel walls, so they used powerful explosives. The blast was massive. It shook buildings, filled the air with smoke, and sent pieces of the van flying everywhere. But they weren't done yet. While the first group handled the first van, the second group attacked the other one. Same plan. Another car rammed into the van, pinning it down. Fire followed. Then, another huge explosion ripped the second van apart. Money was everywhere, flying through the air like confetti. Shocked bystanders, still trying to understand what just happened, took out their phones and recorded the chaos. The videos later went viral, showing the country just how violent and planned the attack was. Within minutes, BB's crew grabbed the
People don't nowadays, bro. I'm not even surprised that people be doing this type of thing. Like, you see a heist in progress, right? This fool's got AKs and all. Obviously, this fool's not just pulling up with Glock 33 times or Glock 19s, bro. You gotta have your AK, your G36, Mark 10, Mark 11, your Kalashnikov, which is AK, I don't know. Yeah, M4 Kabine, you gotta have all those. So you're seeing these fools playing with those toys. Because guns are toys, I don't care what nobody says. Bro, guns are big boy toys, bro. I don't care what y'all say. I don't. Right? So you see this fool playing with big boy toys. They don't care, bro. They got nothing to lose. They're on the run. So your first thought is, yeah, no, let me not call the police, bro. Let me just... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me call the police. Okay, fine. You call the police. Let's say you call... Let me give you the benefit of the doubt. You're not that stupid, bro. I can't think too low of you that you ain't that stupid. You call the police at first. Yeah, they pick up. Yeah, this is a heist in progress. Yeah. Pull up. Alright, bet. We're pulling up. They pull up. Right? They're on their way. I'm sure they told you to get out of there. Like, get to safety. Your first thought is, I want to show people how it goes down in South Africa, y'all. What? They play with big bird. This is M4 Kabine we're talking about. You think this fool care, bro? It's adrenaline for them, bro. They're not even thinking. It's adrenaline that's shooting them guns. Because in their mind, yo, if something goes down, something goes wrong right now, these fools, they're gonna catch us here, and it's gonna be over for us, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro.
cash, jumped into their getaway cars, and disappeared. The police didn't even have time to show up. Witnesses said it was the scariest thing they had ever seen. But for BB and his men, this wasn't just about money. It was a message, a loud one. They wanted the country, the cops, and every rival gang to know exactly who controlled the streets. And for a while, it worked. The Boksburg heist became BB's biggest job.
But you're not controlling the streets if you have to run away, bro. If you have to run away, you ain't controlling nothing. Okay, bro. Look, if you're in the gang and you come across this video somehow, I don't want to smoke with you. I'm just keeping it real with you, bro. It's... You ain't controlling. Yeah, but I don't want to smoke, though.
Armored vans destroyed, millions of rands stolen, and not a single member of his crew caught that day. It was everything BB had dreamed of: power, fear, and respect. But that day also became his biggest mistake. The size of the robbery forced the police to finally act. They threw everything they had into hunting him down. From that moment on, Bibi had a target on his back, and the cops weren't going to stop until the man behind the Boksburg bombings was behind bars. For months, special police teams worked day and night, determined to catch the man behind South Africa's most violent cash-in-transit heists. Leading the hunt was the Hawks, one of the country's top crime-fighting units known for taking down dangerous criminals. The Hawks knew Bibi wasn't working alone. He had built a strong network, a group of loyal men, skilled drivers, explosives experts, and even people inside who gave him information. This wasn't just a street gang pulling...
I just seen that he 38 years old, bro. This fool was trying to get rich or die trying. This fool was trying to 50 cent his way out life, bro. I'm telling you, bro. He 38 years old. Like I'm saying, bro, he don't really got that much to lose. Like, at this point, it's like his age mates is doing way better than him in life. So it's like, he ain't got nothing. He ain't got nothing, bro.
Random jobs. It was a well-organized operation, planned like a military mission. The Hawks went deep undercover, tapping phones, tracking movement.
Like his age mates is probably starting to have grandkids now. And people who was in school, this starting to... They got families. Do he got a family? Oh no.
And slowly peeling back the layers of Bibi's empire. It wasn't long before they discovered just how far his influence reached. There were police officers on his payroll, security guards leaking transport routes, and even employees from financial institutions who turned a blind eye when it mattered most. These weren't just small-time players either. Some of them held respectable positions, wearing uniforms by day and pocketing dirty cash by night. But the Hawks refused to back down. One by one, they started pulling people in. Associates were arrested, interrogated, and squeezed for information. Each arrest chipped away at Bibi's empire. Every name, every confession, brought the task team closer to the man they were after. However, every time law enforcement closed in, Bibi slipped through their fingers, vanishing like smoke. But no criminal runs forever. By mid-2018, the pressure was mounting. Police were hot on his trail, raiding safe houses in Tembisa and Sanim, two places where Bibi was known to operate. Each time, he was one step ahead, leaving nothing but empty rooms and whispers behind. Still, the noose was tightening. Task teams from several provinces had combined forces, determined to end his reign once and for all. And then, on the night of July 26th, 2018, Bibi's luck finally ran out. It was a cold night in Bloemfontein, and most people were relaxing, ending their day like normal. But for a group of police officers near a shopping mall, something didn't feel right. They noticed a car sitting...
It be snowing in Bloemfontein? I didn't know that. I didn't. And if you don't, now we know for sure that this Cape Town crime YouTube channel is run by an AI, because what's the point of...
Determined to end his reign once and for all. And then, on the night of July 26th, 2018, Bibi's luck finally ran out. It was a cold night.
So this picture ain't even nowhere... Not even... If I know this picture is nowhere in South Africa, or is it? No, I'm just tripping. I don't think this picture is anywhere in South Africa, bro. I think this picture is straight up somewhere from Google, bro. AI, bro. AI don't even know where Bloemfontein is. Wait, this AI don't even know Bloemfontein is, bro. It don't even know where it is. It just had cold. It just had the weather was cold, bro, and then put snow in. Hey, probably think you're talking about somewhere in Germany. AI ran, bro. There's AI running that channel, bro. I'm telling you.
Bloemfontein, and most people were relaxing, ending their day like normal. But for a group of police officers near a shopping mall, something didn't feel.
Listen, bro, because if it's a human running that channel, bro. Listen, bro, if it's a human that's running that channel, bro, he would have come up and then seen that and then fixed that. He wouldn't have left that into the video, bro. He would have fixed that white clip there. He would have fixed it, bro. If it was human. But because the AI is the one that double checked this video, bro. It's AI, bro.
right. They noticed a car sitting too quietly in the parking lot. There was something suspicious about the car. When they checked, they found out it was stolen. Years of chasing criminals had sharpened the officers' instincts, and right then, their gut told them something was wrong. They moved in slowly, surrounded the car, and ordered the driver to step out. At first, the man looked like any other guy trying to stay unnoticed, but when they checked his ID, everything changed. Sitting behind the wheel was Wellington Bibi Chinenda, the most wanted man in South Africa. It was almost hard to believe. After all the violent heists, the millions stolen, the explosions, and the Bibi wasn't caught in a dramatic shootout or a wild chase.
Did he? Hold on. Let me just leave it play, bro.
Instead, he was found sitting quietly in a stolen car, far away from his usual hideouts. News of his arrest spread fast. Police wasted no time charging him with everything they could. Attempted robbery, illegal gun. The list went on. Each charge showed just how much damage Bibi had caused across the country. The trial soon became one of the biggest in South Africa's fight against organized crime. Prosecutors came ready. They charged Bibi and his remaining crew with 179 counts, including attempted racketeering, robbery, and illegal possession of and explosives. Every charge was linked to a violent heist that left people scared and cash transport companies struggling. The case was called the City Mountain Trial and was held at the Mpumalanga High Court in Middelburg. But this wasn't just about making accusations. Police had built a strong case. They had phone records, video footage, and even witnesses who once worked for Bibi but turned against him to save themselves. Still, the trial wasn't easy. It faced many delays because of the large number of charges, witness safety concerns, and legal issues. 2 of the original 8 suspects even, which made things slower. At times, it felt like the trial would never end. But the state stayed focused. They knew that sending Bibi to prison would be a strong warning to other criminals. Today, the man who once led heists worth more than 46 million now on hands sits in a prison cell, far from the luxury life he used to enjoy. His arrest sent a strong message to other criminals that the law would catch up to them eventually. It also pushed the country to start looking at ways to fix the system. After Bibi's fall, more focus was placed on strengthening CIT security, training officers better, and making sure insiders couldn't leak sensitive information so easily.
Following the recent spate of cash in transit
So after his arrest now, officers is being trained way more seriously, right? Let's be real, bro. BB enforced the police, you know? Like, he really strengthened the police of South Africa, bro. He really did, because like he said, bro, after his arrest, that happened. So what I'm trying to find out is, like, they just found him lacking in a stolen car. He got set up. You know that saying, 2 bad people cannot win. That's a whole gang, bro. That's more than 2 bad people, bro. One of the people in the gang set him up, bro. Is all the gang members, did they all get caught? Did they all get caught? I had seen, like, hold on. Did he say he was caught lacking in the... I want to confirm, bro. I want to be sure. Because I was lacking a little bit, too. I was lagging a little bit. So I want to confirm if he got caught. Just lacking in a stolen car, just like that.
Sitting behind the wheel was Wellington Bibi Chinenda. Looked like any other, surrounded the car. Years of chasing criminals had sharpened the officers' instincts, and right then, their gut told them something was wrong. They moved in slowly, surrounded the car, and ordered the driver to step up. Officers near a shopping mall. And then, on the night of July 26th, 2018, Bibi's luck finally ran out. It was a cold night in Bloemfontein, and most people were relaxing, ending their day like normal. But for a group of police officers near a shopping mall, something didn't feel right. They noticed a car sitting too quietly in the parking lot. There was something suspicious about the car. When they checked, they found out it was stolen. Years of chasing criminals had sharpened the officers' instincts, and right then, their gut told them something was wrong. They moved in slowly, surrounded the car, and ordered the driver to step out. At first, the man looked like any other guy trying to stay unnoticed, but when they checked his ID, everything changed.
So this fool was lacking a stolen car, bro. He wasn't lacking, he was waiting to sell it, I think. Just found this fool just sitting there, but he wasn't even checking his surroundings. He was waiting to sell that car. It was a sure bet for him. Whoever he was trying to sell it to set him up, bro. He got set up. Bro, and probably was waiting for one of the members in the gang. This fool probably grew up watching the river. And this guy here, BB, I don't know if we're gonna call him Cobrizi or like I don't know, bro. It does look like Cobrizi a little bit. They grew up watching it. They grew up watching the river, bro. I wanna see like the whole gang. I'm finna name him. Like, is it Cobrizi or is it Macabaz? Oh, is it that other fool? What's that other fool, bro? There was like three of. Oh yeah, here it is. Did I pass it? No. Yeah, I passed it. Bro, I keep on passing. Yep. Nati Matala. 12th left corner, bro. Just top left corner. You see where highest game mastermind is? Now, on the left side. That one right there. That guy, bro. That guy. Bro, Cobrizi in the river. Cobrizi had the short guy and then the tall guy. Tall dark guy. Yeah, that tall dark guy. I forgot his name, bro. Now, where do I see Makabaza right here, bro? Makabaza, I see him as Speaker. Number 3, like, from the top left corner. That's Makabaza right there. And then that little other short guy. The little other short guy, I don't see him here, bro. That is it for the video, though. Yeah, that was it for the video. That little other the river thing, I was just playing around, bro. But they do look alike, right? BB and Cobrizi. He definitely grew up watching the river. Next.